General Greene here at islandproject.com, the digital Noah's Ark. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because it's the most important video of your life. And we must put our faith in the Lord and put our faith in God. I'm going to get into all the geopolitical world war developments, what's going on in the media sphere. There have been recent threats by Russia that they're helping China to prepare for an attack on Taiwan. We have seen massive, shocking announcements by Donald Trump just in the last 24 hours, bringing criminal charges to James Comey. We have seen massive convictions overseas with Nicolas Sarkozy. And of course, the world, as it tells us in the Holy Bible here, is shaking now. Is shaking. Ladies and gentlemen, but ye of little faith. It is so important that we place hold our own hearts in the King and God. And like Peter fell on the water when he attempted to walk with Jesus, only when he looked below and saw the raging waves did he begin to sink. O ye of little faith. And not until God reached out and extended his hand again, and Jesus grabbed and saved Peter, much like you tuning in. I want you to understand that we're in an environment right now with tremendous vitriol, that the political landscape, let's be honest, guys, it's really, really bad. What's happening between Republicans and Democrats is terrible. It is not uniting the country at the moment. And I believe that there are a lot of good people attempting to do that, but there's a lot at work against the American people and, of course, you God-fearing, faith-first individuals tuning in. We must understand that we are fighting against principalities, that we are fighting against an invisible enemy. Have you ever seen a bullfight? Maybe some of you out in Mexico or other amazing parts of the world. Have you ever seen a bullfight? I've never seen one in person, but I've seen before video footage. And you notice the bull charges the red cape. And the whole time he's kind of running in circles, he's getting stabbed by the guy holding the cape. But for some reason, all of his attention is focused on the cape and not the guy actually stabbing him. And I thought to myself, and others have brought this up as well, I mean, imagine for a minute that the bull actually knew who the real enemy was, and instead of attacking the illusory one, attacked the real one. Be gone, Satan. Get to the back of line, Satan. Be damned, Satan. Jesus Christ is King and has your back, and has my back, and has my Father's back, and has your friends and family that believe in the Lord. Again, we banish Satan through the power of the Lord. We rebuke Satan in the power of Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for our sins. And just like the bull is caught up in an illusion of the world, a false deception, it's not until he learns where the real war is being fought. And it's not being fought in this world. Again, maybe you have friends and family, maybe they're struggling with their health right now, maybe cancer, like my brother, I lost him. Or maybe you're having relationship trouble, or money trouble, or business trouble, or mental health trouble, whatever it might be. Stop focusing on the wrong thing. Fight the war, the real war, against the invisible enemy. Target the other world that you can't see with your eyes. And we can do this with prayer. We can do this with serving other people, and then by demanding through the glory and power of Christ the King, his absolute governance and power over our lives to destroy the enemy, to rebuke the cancer that may be plaguing you, to rebuke the mental health issue, to rebuke the addiction that may be in your life and to be expectant that that will be done by the King, Jesus Christ. You see, the Lord, folks, is in control. And so never lose sight of the real battle, the invisible enemy. I liken this to politics because most people are focused on the illusory invisible cape right now, but not the real enemy. Oh, it's Republicans' fault. Oh, no, it's Democrats' fault. No, it's that guy's fault. He's the problem. Oh, that's why things aren't working out. They're the issue. Instead of blaming and instead of fighting the wrong enemy, how about we all call on the power of prayer and God, can I get a hallelujah, to fight the real war? Not using our own power, but the power of God and Christ the King. Ladies and gentlemen, I've told you this for years, but there's a secret to my success. And my dad knows this. And I remind him from time to time as well, the success of everything we've ever built. The Island Project, Greene to AMTV, the investments that I've made, the businesses that I've run. They don't come from me. They come from God. And there's a reason why God blesses and sanctifies you all tuning in, because it's the faith of a mustard seed that will allow you to reach your expectant destiny and power through Christ the King. Again, you can declare this over your finances. You can declare this over your relationships. You can declare this over your health. You can declare this over cancer. You can declare this over addictions. You can declare this over divorce. You can declare this over lost children. You can declare this over any heartbreak, heartache, obstacle, problem, or sin in your life. Because again, we're Christians, baby. And we ain't focused on the illusion of this world, and we're not targeting the invisible cape, the lie of the world. No, we're fighting a spiritual war, and our power does not come from ourselves. It comes from just the faith of a mustard seed and the power of our Lord. I remind you, and I'm going to read this scripture, then we're getting into geopolitics. We're going to explain what's going on. But more importantly, I'm going to help you prepare to get ready to thrive in this environment, to bring more people to the light, to bring more Christians to God, to Christ, to speak openly, freely, fervently, expectantly for his return. Getting called up, folks. I tell you every single day, up only for a reason. There's a reason why. Up only. This is our investments. This is our businesses. This is our health. This is our relationships. This is our churches. This is our families. This is our friends. It is up only. And so I remind you, when Jesus walked on water, Peter of little faith, immediately Jesus made his disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. Now when evening came, he was alone there, but the boat was now in the middle of the sea, tossed by the waves, for the wind was contrary. Now in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went to them walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, "It's a ghost." And they cried out for fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid." And Peter answered him and said, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." So he said, "Come." And when Peter had come down out of the boat, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. He's walking on water, baby. But when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, saying, "Lord, save me." And immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him and said to him, "O you of little faith, O ye of little faith, why did you doubt?" And when you got into the boat, the wind ceased and all was calm. Then those who were in the boat came and worshiped him, saying, "Truly, you are the Son of God." Notice Peter was walking on water the whole time when he was simply focused on the true God. He was focused on Jesus. But the second he saw that the wind was boisterous or the water seemed to shake a little bit, he got nervous. He started paying attention to the red cape. the divisive politics. He started focusing, oh my gosh, the water, I'm walking on water. This isn't possible. Jesus is standing there, and that's when he sunk. Folks, David did not defeat Goliath simply with a freaking pebble. I was talking to my own youngest son about this the other day. And King Solomon did not write such beautiful scriptures in the book of Ecclesiastes. And Peter did not walk on water, and all of our great disciples and all of our great scriptures did not happen for no reason. That overcoming Goliath and overcoming what shouldn't be possible in the world, walking on water, or giving someone back their eyesight as Jesus did, or healing their disease, or rising Lazarus from the dead, or eradicating your cancer, which I've seen many times. People literally live again. Poof, gone. Or the hopelessness of finances turning around and then all of a sudden going to the moon 1000x because there was an expectancy that God's fervor for your life and for your destiny through his own power was already done. It was his will. It has already been done in your lives. And so I remind you, as we enter the political landscape today and we talk about what's going on in the world, don't get caught up in the red cape. The illusion of social media and divisive politics and algorithms that are there to use to control you and control your mind. The division of 2-3 party politics. The media, which is very deceptive, as we know, the wars that we're seeing fought overseas. I mean, let's be honest, it's growing tiresome. It weakens the heart. It weakens our purpose of why we're here, why you're great, and why we're doing the things that we're doing. So let's talk about that. Russia has threatened the United States with nukes. That's the latest development, and I'm going to tell you what's really going to happen. Donald Trump, of course, indicts Comey. There's been 500 drone sightings in Denmark, UFOs. They're even telling us aliens exist. They're even saying supposedly we're going back to the moon after 50 years, even though we've never been back. And many don't think we've ever been. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. If we had really been, there should already be Starbucks up there and casinos and places to hang out. And you should be able to get a cappuccino or take a phone call or live stream video footage. Or at the very least, don't you think there'd be like a hotel there or like a Motel 6? And don't you think there'd be scientists over there studying the rocks full time? I mean, again, it's just common sense. And so let's run through this. Russian official issues nuclear threat to Trump's America. Wow. Wow, Kremlin official Dmitry Medvedev, a former president of Russia, has issued a stark warning to the United States, saying Russia possesses weapons that a BOMB shelter won't protect against. After Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky suggested the Moscow officials should prepare to take cover if they continue their war in Ukraine. Wow. And Donald Trump, just speaking at the UN, he's changed a little bit of his stance, saying that he now thinks Ukraine can win the war. Obviously, I think Donald Trump's probably posturing, playing a little bit of politics, obviously. And also, I think negotiating his intent for solving some of these problems. Very unpopular. We see Benjamin Netanyahu at the UN, again, saying the war's not ending anytime soon. They're going to continue raiding and BOMB in Gaza. There's still this huge, massive war atrocity, loss of life. Ukraine, loss of life. Taiwan, threatening an attack on and reunification with the Chinese mainland. We have people, like I mentioned yesterday, Peter Thiel, warning of the Antichrist rise with the AI. Even on X earlier today, folks, I posted this. Absolutely incredible. Sam Altman of OpenAI says they're going to be unleashing a family and an array of devices soon. It's a direct quote. OpenAI plans to develop a, quote, family of devices that will merge humans with AI, what I've been saying for years. Again, biologicals, chips, and other devices, whether or not these are wristbands or implants or digital you-know-whats. I mean, it's all out there. So again, I come again with the message of Jesus today. I mean, guys, look, it looks pretty bad, right? It looks bad because, again, that's the red cape. The last thing they want you to know is God. And the last thing they want you to rally on is unity. And the last thing they want you to do is get incredibly organized and prosperous. The last thing they want you to do is have a game plan. The last thing they want you to do is have a community. The last thing they want you to do is be educated, like at my brilliant school. The last thing they want is you, Christians, God, faith-first individuals, worldwide winning. It's the last thing they want, because through unity comes strength, and through God comes power. And for the recognition that we are only simply at war with an invisible enemy. Let me explain this to you. Let's say you have a son or a daughter, or a loved one, or a husband, wife, they've strayed, or someone you love, maybe it's a close friend, they're just caught up in just egregious sin. Instead of blaming them, why don't you blame the real enemy? Why don't you start calling on the power of God to change it? Why don't you start calling on the power of Jesus to exorcise that demon? Why don't you start calling on the power of God to eradicate that BS cancer? Why don't you start calling on the power of God to fix your finances? Instead of blaming the invisible red cape in the thing that you're not truly at war with. You know, these are even things we saw with Charlie Kirk, you know, the devastating tragedy and loss of life way too young. But in Charlie, a great messenger, I think, of God in the Christian movement, obviously lost his life way too soon. But he was bringing a powerful truth to the world, something that I believe we all can say he knew. He understood who the real enemy was. And maybe even Charlie could have done a better job at this. You know, he was very bold going into these arenas and universities and schools and directly through confrontations when, again, the real war is hidden deep below the surface and can't always be seen with the eyes. You know, instead of looking at maybe your broken home or a broken household or a broken relationship just in the negative, why don't you call on the power of God to reunite it? Why don't you declare victory and expectancy today that all has been fixed and all is well? Why don't we call on the expectancy that, you know what, God's going to figure this stuff out. We don't have to worry about what's going on in geopolitics or the world, or, you know, what indictment's coming next for Comey or Letitia James or Trump, even in the previous administration, or what's going on with Hunter Biden's laptop per se, or, you know, all these other extraneous things. It's really just focusing on madness and focusing on the invisible cape, just like the bull who's not too smart is attacking the thing with nothing behind it. And so I really want us all to understand today what is about to happen next. And I truly believe a Christian revolution is taking place. I truly believe that the real revival is upon us. I see it every single day with my platform. I see it every single day with you tuning in. I've seen this with our 400 amazing investors enjoying all of our properties from around the world. I've got some great members here at Mauna Kea Beach and Maui, Big Island, soon to be Kauai. I've got beautiful people visiting Oahu, several units over there, our Park City Estate Lodge. I've seen this through all of them. I've seen it through their eyes, their hearts, their prosperity. I've seen this at my schools. I mean, it's not that we're of the world, but I've seen countless millionaires made. I literally tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of students prosper as a result of taking their power back and calling on victory and simply marching with faith and action and focusing on God first. I've testified and received testimony from others that have told me, Christopher, I was on my knees. I just bawled like a baby, gave my life to Christ. Everything else has worked out ever since. He says, my bank accounts are larger than they've ever been. I got married. I have children. I never thought that that would happen. This and that. I'm an elder at the church. The list goes on and on. I hear this all the time, just like I have my own testimonies I share with you. My brother walking with Jesus, almost dying on the operating table, Jesus showing himself to my brother Cody. My wife actually prayed about that. She said, please show yourself. She's like, I'm so sorry. She told me this later. I'm being selfish that I would ask you, Jesus, to show yourself to my brother-in-law, but please do. He needs to see you. Jesus Christ did. And I wrote down that testimony. My brother died on the operating table, walked with Jesus. Jesus held his hand, said, you're going to live 3 more years to give testimony to me and told him that he showed himself to my brother so that he knew he was real. My brother cried. He had a tube in his throat. And I jotted it all in a book. Folks, do you understand who we're really at war with? Do you understand the power in you through Christ? Do you understand what's coming next? Folks, you know, I educate you. I give you amazing education every single day to the best of my ability. I mean, look at this. Like, let's go to CNBC.com right now. I mean, markets, record highs, gold, the panic of gold, higher. The canary in the coal mine. I mean, again, a lot of the world, let's admit it, a lot of people are just focused on that tumultuous water below. They're focused on the politics. They're scared. I mean, gold breaking new all-time highs tells us, obviously, probably a geopolitical conflict is imminent. Like I've been telling you, probably is going to happen. I'm going to give you my opinion, though. I actually think that those in power really want to create more psychological warfare than physical warfare. I think they've probably accomplished a lot already of what they really want in terms of moving and kind of manipulating the masses the direction that they want to go. And so I think a lot of it is just kind of hastening forward the reset, which we predicted on this channel, Bitcoin and crypto and stable coins. And I really see it on just a steady pace outside looking at the forest through the trees. It really seems to be fairly obvious, doesn't it not? Where we're headed. We're moving to a digital society. They're getting rid of the dollar. They're, getting rid of currency circulation. The pennies are no longer in circulation. They'll be deleting more physical currency soon. They're resetting our debt with stable coins and repricing everything into Bitcoin. This is why BlackRock and everyone's buying all of it to control the markets, and the big hedge funds are moving in. The Federal Reserve is going to cut interest rates, create more inflation. They're spending more money in currency, 4, maybe even 5 trillion under the big beautiful bill, creates more hyperinflation. So, the things that are happening are actually the agenda of where they actually want things to go. They want you out of the dollar because they're resetting it. They're going to revalue it and reprice it. China's setting up stable coin, as I've long said, gold, stable coins backed with gold. That's another reason why gold and silver is rallying. And also, too, the U.S. government has released its stranglehold, which it's been artificially manipulating the prices of gold and silver down for a very long time. Same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's trading at 110,000 today. It was at 3,500 just a couple of years ago. Think about that. It's going sky high for a reason. Tom Lee and others are creating treasury companies and buying Ethereum and telling you Ethereum is going to go to 10 to 15,000, which it will. Very soon, XRP already making so many millionaires at my schools. Islandproject.com is trading at $2.78, almost $3 for a reason. It's going to 5 to 10. 100%, absolutely. You can guarantee it. I have to say I'm not a financial advisor, but we know what those guys were saying about these assets years ago. They told you not to buy it. I told you to buy it because, again, we understand where we're going. Guys, the secret to success in life and to business, your investments, your relationships, even your own personal joy and happiness comes from the knowing of the unseen world and the war that you're truly fighting, and then the faith that you have. I encourage you to have a lot more faith than just a mustard seed. I have a tremendous faith, much more faith than a mustard seed. I look at mountains and know and expect God to move them. And he does all the time in my life. He's done this every single day almost of my life. I mean, I sometimes get on my knees and pray and ask God and just be like, and I think about the verse, "O ye of little faith, how could I ever doubt you, Lord?" When myself and others I know and my brothers and sisters and my church friends and all of them have all this testimony. You've done everything to us, for us in every way, given us every expectant miracle. Yet still along the way, the dumbed down human in us will still question your authority and question your governance and question your will and question your miracles that you're undoubtedly bringing more of. Folks, God's not finished yet. Do you understand he died on the cross and rose again to fight a new battle for your life and your heart? He ain't done. The bigger miracles are coming in your life. You haven't seen anything yet. You think God's already turned around your life and given you the blessings and miracles, that those can't be repeated? More is coming. That's how God is. He showers you with wealth and love, spiritual prosperity, greatness, courage. David knew he would defeat Goliath because he knew God would. He wasn't counting on himself. He knew God gave him a simple tool that everyone else was afraid to use, and all it was a pebble. And all of you have that same pebble. I say it all the time. The Island Project is a bunch of pebbles that fired and now sails on a giant ark. Deck 2 is more pebbles of our amazing, some of our existing founders getting into even more tiers, buying real estate, soon to be announced, living their investment, enjoying their investment, getting ownership of a piece of the rock they never could afford on their own independently, participating in all those future cash flows, using amazing properties, winning, becoming a part if maybe they missed it or they wanted more access to the tokenization launch. All these things have simply been a bunch of slingshots and pebbles. But again, those pebbles turn into mountains, folks. Those pebbles turn into boulders. You know, you and I tuning in, please like and share, have an incredible opportunity today. And we've had this opportunity for a very long time to change the world through the power of prayer, faith, conviction, courage, unity, education, doing, optimism, lifting each other up, building a community. I mean, the most powerful thing of the Island Project itself, in addition to our world-class investments, which truly are best in the world, are the people. It's you. It's our community. It's our love. At the end of the day, all God is love. His power is infinite. My brother, I bring him up again, told me, he said, Christopher, I know God is real because when I was given my terminal diagnosis, he said, the only thing I thought of was how much I loved you, loved my daughter, loved my wife, loved my father, Papa John, loved my mother, loved my friends, loved my family. And that's when I knew God wasn't just real, but he was love. And so how can we approach the world in these dangerous economic, political, country circumstances? The 250-year anniversary of America, oh my gosh. This is coming up in 226, guys. 250 years of the greatest country in the world. Yeah, we got problems. We see them all day long. There's division, heartache, heartbreak, war in our streets, problems at the border, people that are upset, people that don't know God. The real thing we need to be focused on. Yeah, it ain't perfect. But you know, America's been a miracle, just like you're a miracle. Freest country on earth, most opportunity on earth. I mean, really the only country, even though it's not perfect and some things might be going the wrong direction, as we know they are, still the only place you can first generation become a millionaire, become a billionaire. Most of all the tech guys, they're first generation. A lot of them didn't even come from money, nothing. I've seen this many times with many people. Sometimes not even with a college education or high school degree. My grandfather barely had, coming out of the Depression, selling apples and oranges quite literally on an iconic street corner. Because his father died when he was a kid and he basically was the man of the house when he was 10. Guys, hardship's a part of our lives. I mean, I've got men in my family who laid brick for a living. Stonemasonry. Stonework. I have a relative of mine who came across the West in a covered wagon. I remember when my grandma was alive, I asked her about the picture. He just looked like this crazy looking cowboy. And he had a giant scar coming from the top of his head all the way down to here. And I was like, Grandma, what the heck happened to him? That is a massive scar. Oh, she's like, oh, don't worry about it, grandson. That's your, I forget what his name was. But she was like, that's your uncle or great-grandpa, grandpa, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, yeah, an Indian took an axe to his face and hit him over the head with it. And then she said, yeah, then basically he saved his whole family and basically fought against all of them and survived. I mean, guys, I know all of you have these crazy stories too. And I was like thinking to myself, man, you know, that's what the great-great-great-great-grandpa was dealing with back in the day. I even see it in old pictures. I see it in the eyes of even my own lineage and my own ancestors. I'll see it in their eyes. I'll see how hard life actually was, you know, working the farm and the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression. The point that I'm making is nothing is new under the sun, that the solution comes within you, within your light. within God's truth. It all comes from him. And so what I see, and I'll be honest with you, I see the greatest opportunity ahead of us. I see world-shaking earthquakes that are coming, reviving the message of Christ the King. I see a golden age in Jesus Christ's name. I see winning for all of you. I see souls and baptisms in your future. I see people turning to the Lord. I see repair of your body, your spirit, more importantly, which repairs the body. Your soul repairs the body. I see relationships mended. I see your kid's addiction fixed. I see the prodigal son or daughter coming back to your home. I see you living the good life, not in this world, of God's world. I see his kingdom coming. I see the rapture being called up. I see prosperity with your finances. I see up only. That's all I see. Because again, the faith of a mustard seed moves a mountain. And we are at war, you are at war with an invisible enemy. And like the bull, we're not focused on the cape. We're fighting the real war. And that's our message today. So, look, guys, is it going to be easy out there? No, of course not. Is the world going to be fixed overnight? No, Satan's in charge of this world. Satan governs this world. Are all of our political problems going to be solved tomorrow or today? No. Is there, God forbid, going to be more troubling events ahead? I think we know the answer. Will there continue to be roughness in the water? Yes. You can count on it if you're focused on it. Like Peter, you will drown if that's all you're looking at, because you're staring at the cape. Stare into Jesus' eyes and take his hand and do it with me today. Folks, the Island Project's already pulled off the impossible. No bank debt, $33.5 million in outright owned physical assets, massive cash flows, crazy awesome community, wonderful individuals from over 12 different nation states around the world, a tokenization roadmap, Deck 2, the 13 colonies launching, interconnected flagship network, private ecosystem, private travel outside of the system, providing opportunity and experience and love and hope, a community-driven movement, a solution-oriented result. And all of that comes from God. And all of it, here's what's cool. I'm going to share something with you really special, because he has given me many gifts, just like you have got many gifts from God. I already see what he's done. I can see into the future. I can see the Island Project flagships worldwide already. I saw that before we even started and broke ground on it, July 4th, 2022. I already see his glory. I already see his golden age. I already see his millennium reign. I've already seen myself with my sons along with you riding in the storm of the second coming. I already have seen the rapture. I already see what he's built. I already see the perpetuity of the endless nature, of the cyclical nature, of the no time-based system of which God controls into infinity. I've already seen it. I've already witnessed it, because I'm staring at the Lord. I'm seeing with the heart of the Holy Spirit, not my own eyes. I am listening, not as a deaf, blind man of this world or a one-eyed ogre. I see through something much more powerful, the eyes of Christ, the eyes of God, the way, the truth, and the life. And so your moment in this fork of the road is now. Just like 2020, do not comply. Just like now, bet on yourself. Go all in. Click the link below. Join me at school. Let me help you. Let me help you. And again, big thanks to my father. Send my dad some love. You know, my dad does so much work. Honestly, he probably shouldn't be doing this much work at 70. Let's Tip our hat to Papa John. Send him just a nice message like, Papa John, appreciate you. We love you. You're kicking butt. Thank you for all that you do. Just tip your hat to my extremely healthy, studly 70-year-old, massively good-looking, best man I know, more integrity than I've ever met in my entire life, and the best person I know. Tip your hat. Papa John, we love you. Thank you. Tip your hat to your friends and family. Tip your hat to those that need to hear a positive message today. And also, more importantly, as I titled this video, the most important video of your life, which it truly is, because this breaking news and the time to prepare isn't tomorrow, folks. It's now, because the rain and the storm is coming, which is why we built the digital Noah's Ark. It's why we went all in. Now, I brought the message of the Holy Ghost, the Spirit, God the Father, Christ the King. Now let's talk about crypto. These buying opportunities, guys, I'm telling you, these are the most amazing entries, dollar cost average opportunities I have ever seen in the entire crypto space, up only. These are bargains. These are basement bargains. You better get in. I want to see you at school. Build your asset allocations. Watch my video I put out. I got the funny Darth Vader hat on. Watch that. That'll tell you everything that you need to do. That'll also position you for deck 2. So you're an early bird. You'll have that access when we go live and operational, which is coming very, very soon. Get ready. Build now. For example, the altcoin season index is 70 out of 100. Fear and greed's at 32, nothing. The pendulum's always going to swing a little bit from right to left, right? And the water's going to be rocky. Again, Bitcoin was all the way at 3,500 a couple years ago. Now it's at 110, right? Think about it. It's been very volatile. These are volatile asset classes because they're new. And it's the new internet. And just like, you know, the internet companies, Amazon, Facebook, Apple computers, and Microsoft in the early days, again, when they're taking market share, building to trillions of dollars, like Bitcoin's already at 2 trillion, the entire market's near 4 trillion. And we've got the launch of DeFi and staking rewards and blockchain technology and tokenized real estate and tokenized stock market. And you've got BlackRock moving in. We've got ETFs and we have index funds now that match and track all this. We have treasury companies entering the market. Again, this is where the real money is going to be made. It's where the real opportunity is. It's why my members at school who have been at school for the last several decades have done so well. And it's why you're still in the early days of this new technology footprint revolution, which you'll look back on, it'll be like missing Apple stock or the Google IPO or Jeff Bezos's Amazon going live on the New York Stock Exchange. It really, truly is that early. And so I sit to you today bringing the truth and with love on this Friday. And I encourage you to take action. I'll be doing an update at school very, very soon as well. Another reason to get in. It's $1,500 one-time fee. Make sure you do that. And the video I want you to watch already at school is the one that says Emergency Digital Bretton Woods Reset. Everything changes. September 1st, 2025, which I've been right about. Again, they're transitioning into the stable coins. They're transitioning into the digital revolution. I love you all. Jesus Christ is King. Like and share. Ask me any questions down below. I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. I've got major announcements coming. More property tours, more acquisition announcements. I've got a private newsletter that'll be coming out very soon. I've had a lot of great calls recently in addition to that. And again, I tip my hat to all of you tuning in. Love you, Papa John. Love you all here. Love to all of our subscribers and members. Thank you for following me here on Facebook, YouTube. I'm tremendously grateful. I have tremendous gratitude for you all also on X. But if there's one thing you learned today, is where the real war is being fought. And that war isn't of the world. It's not the red cape. It's not the illusion. It's between you, God, and your heart. And that's all he cares about. We are imperfect vessels. We are sinners. We are fallen. We're going to fall short, okay? But God won't. So if you need strength, don't call on yourself. You're buckled over like my brother was during chemo. Don't call on yourself, call on the Lord. I always used to tell my brother this, and I remind myself when I have a tough day, is that God will never present anything to us that we could not overcome in a single day. Don't worry about tomorrow or the future you can't control. Just address the current day that's right in front of you. If you're having any other kind of problem, again, don't call on your own power, call on the Lord's. If things look rocky and the ocean's moving left to right, then you know what? Just stare at Jesus. You'll be walking, baby. I mean, honestly, I'm telling you, it's the secret. I'm walking on water every single day with God, which is why we keep winning, because the focus and the attention, even if you falter at times, remains steadfast into the eyes of the one true King. Amazing opportunity, folks, to get in at school. Amazing opportunity for the soon-to-be Deck 2 launch. Amazing opportunity to be buying at huge discounts, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, the list goes on today. And to learn as much as you can and prepare and to prosper and thrive and to expectantly call on that will and certainty in your life today. I'm praying for all of you, dear God. Pray for this audience. I pray for all of our members. I pray for all of our subscribers tuning in. Bless them tremendously. Let us all focus our eyes on the Lord and not this world. And we call upon your name to save as many souls as we possibly can. We've already seen it, Lord. Not only our calling up, but the imminent return and second coming of Christ. We ride with you. We focus our attention on you. And we are your disciples in the modern digital age. The digital Noah's Ark and the revolution for Jesus and the tidal wave of the revival that is happening right now worldwide. God bless. Links below and up here. Have a great day. Happy Friday, folks.